Welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen, to the 16-17 restricted grand final. Troy and I are back from reviewing a couple of soft drinks in the half-time break.
And we get ready for the restart. Mount Albert cooking. Mount Albert kicking off from right to left on the screen, and away we go.
So back we go, bouncing ball down to the corner, scooped up by Bay Roskill, who led 10-0 for the majority of the first half, but what a finish to this first half it was from Mount Albert. Troy, they just sort of started to hold a little bit of ball, didn't they? And 2 tries directly off scrums.
Definitely displayed good behaviours around patience and pulled them back into the game and went to the half-time break looking very tidy. Mount Roskill really need to tidy up a wee bit around their Bay Roskill tidy up around their penalties. I think they've given away a few too many cheap penalties. But look at this run.
Great run from the captain, Timothy Vogel. He's taken down just short of the 40.
Wow, managed to pull that back in.
Ball
away from
over
the
the
sideline.
Met then by Von Dinklage. High one now off the boot, and it's going to be uncontested. Nicely taken by Tiauli Tuilima, who's been one of Mount Albert's best through the first half, along with Connor Weary and the back rower Ikanufu, who scored 2 tries. Daniel McLennan now gets into dummy half. He looks up and spots a couple, loose carry, but managed to regather it just in time there. Now they centralise. Good carry forward. Time from Longy. Mount Albert looking good again. Starting the second half as they finish the first. Last tackle coming up. Kick goes skybound. Out to the corner. Contested by Mount Albert. It's bounced. It's anyone's ball at this stage, and Mount Albert are going to trap them in goal. This will be a dropout. That is a really, really good set from the young Lions. An ideal start to the second half for them.
A few of the coaching staff yelling out to the Mount Albert Lions to get up towards the 10 metre there in case there's a little short kick. But no, she's out to the 30. Big run, hitting it hard.
Here we go now. Sione Tali straight through, just about leaves the ball behind, but penalty. Tell you what, when he wound up there, Willie Sione Tali, he's had some big carries so far in this game. Back to it we go now. Ikanufu. Sione Tali bumps off the first, driving, gonna go very close to the line. He might have gone all the way here. He has. Willie Sione Tali powers his way through. It was his carry that started it all. He got a penalty on the end of that one. And look at this play, he just doesn't give up here. Let's take a look on the replay.
Looked like there was no way through here. Sorry, Corey.
Yeah, you're right. The strength to keep himself off the ground for starters there and just keeps driving the legs, and over he goes.
Well, there's some volume down there in that Bay Roskill Conference Centre. And at this part of the season, it's now or never, boys. Good to hear the stadium comms as the ARL team are hard at it in the background.
Gray from in front, no mistake. And now the Mount Albert Lions sit on a fairly commanding 10-point lead. 20 unanswered points from this Mount Albert team.
Well, they certainly started off in the correct fashion, haven't they? Jerry Seasuit down there talking to the next boy about to come on off the bench. Just waiting for the substitution
Bay Roskill in need of a quick answer to this Mount Albert dominance in the arm wrestle. It's going to start with slowing that play the ball down as Sione Tali with another good carry. Straight through goes Sione Tali, but the ball comes spilling out. Bay Roskill recover it. So they get let off the hook there, but hasn't he had some brilliant carries so far? Now straight up through the middle they come. Jumping out of dummy half and just testing those markers there. Leo Sefi, brother of Justice Leo Sefi, who we've called for a number of years, Troy, in action with Kelston Boys High School, and now Bay Roskill. Part of the family connection here at the club. Speaking of family connection, young Vogel now hands it back to the middle. Monaco takes it forward, and Mount Albert do well to hold his momentum there, about 2 meters out from the line. They're wary of the dart. Vogel instead goes out the back door, and then they dribble a little kick in behind, and there's bodies everywhere. It's regathered. And Ioane Latoa Atu has his second try of the day. Johnny on the spot to claim that one.
That was a smart try.
It's a good little kick, isn't it? And just reads it beautifully. It's very brave as well to go into the contact there. No thought for self-preservation, and
He didn't muck around with a chip or a ding. He just basically dropped it, stabbed it straight through. Popped up nicely, and yeah, clapping already. Thank you very much for that one, as we wait for the kick to come.
I think that may have been more about trying to convince the referee than anything.
Oh, no, he'd sold it to himself. He already knew it was there.
Looked up a little nervous.
What a great way to spend Sunday morning.
The kick is good, so we're back to a 4-point ball game here at Mount Smart Stadium number 2.
Scoring his second try of the match, converted by number 7, Sebastian Hill.
Just have a little juice break there, Corey. Won't be any for you the way this is going.
What are you on now? The cola's gone, so we're on the orange juice now?
Yeah, mate, just trying to keep this big engine rolling. Back-to-back live league action all day yesterday, all day today. In fact, we've probably got another 4 or 5 weeks of it. And where else would you rather be? aucklandleague.co.nz.
It's fielded, and look at this one off the back fence. Goes, puts on a little bit of footwork as well, and then Gray arrives to slam him to ground. Now Vogel is the dummy half. Bay Roskill now
Starting to fire up, even the crowd starting to believe.
and that crowd growing by the minute down here at Mount Smart Stadium number 2.
Great run. Come back onto his feet. He'll take another few meters. Bay deep on both sides.
Vogel jumps out. He's easy prey in the end for Weary.
You hear the call. They're looking for a corner kick down there to the edge.
It's a high one.
High.
Chase is good from Bay Roskill as well. And they claim it. But that'll be a handover. But that's a good
Penalty.
set.
Oh, no,
Following
there's a
points.
handover, sorry.
Really good set from Bay Roskill. I'll be happy with that. They finish it inside the opposition 20, which is always the aim.
Now they need to have good D down here. Great line speed, keep them contained. Mount Albert really clustered up around the play the ball area.
You're right, very bunched. And there's a good carry
Great
though, and
offload.
gets the offload away. It's to the wrong jersey though, and Vogel says, I'll take that one, thank you very much. And they'll start this set now. 35 out from the line. So a couple of errors starting to creep in now. Here's a strong carry forward from Savia. He takes them another 10. Short at the line, he runs that one straight into Gray. With the wrong man to be running into, he'd be one of the bigger blokes on the field. Vogel Little double pump there from the standoff. Latoa too, he's been brilliant today. Is that going to be a penalty? Back to play it, I think will be the call. No, we've got a call, there's a penalty. Vogel will tap and go. Hands it straight off to Manako.
Showing great strength too, they picked him up.
Put down in a safe manner in the end. Vogel centralizes now. You can hear some of the contact out there. Right up against their line here now. Haven't been forced to do a lot of defense for the last 20 minutes or so, Mount Albert. But this is going to be a real test.
Whoa!
Ball loose, but that's going to be a knock on. So well done, Mount Albert. A good defensive set.
Just starting to mount a bit of pressure there. Let Mount Albert off the hook. Get ready for the scrum to pack down. Just have the feeling Mount Albert anywhere across the park have the ability to break out.
Little show in the go there from Tuilua, just about burst through, tackled right on halfway. Now they jump out and they go down this left edge, and here's a good carry, and the second phase gets the offload away to Talataina. They centralise. Looks high. Pressure down here now, and it's allowed to bounce back there to clean it up for Bay Roskill.
Look at the D. Well done.
Is Leo Sevi.
A lot of the Bay boys still getting back on side.
Bay Roskill doing it tough now, working this ball out of yardage. And now they give it a bit of air and they go down this right edge. Shuffle it on. They had to because of the pressure from Mount Albert. Flick it out the back. They're on last tackle here, and they do get to a kick. That's creative stuff from Bay Roskill to get to a finish of the set there, and it's not a bad kick in the end either, and they'll trap them here. 30 out from the line. So Bay Roskill now starting to tighten the screws, and you can see Mount Albert still getting back.
Looking for a strong carry as they jump out of the dummy half. Not bad meters though, Corey.
Good carry there from Vaga Nehua. He marches them up over halfway. Lokeni Harden to Gray. Gray palms off the first one. Crawls his way to a couple more meters. Lokeni Harden now jumps off a quick play of the ball. Dances his way through a couple offside. Tuilua, the tap and the go. He'll hand it to the big fella, Von Dinklage, who's hit the ground 15 out from the line. Lokeni Harden, the dummy half. Back to another of the interchange men. This time it's Nephi Longi. Tuilua short at the line. Gonna go very close here. We wait for confirmation from our referee. Held up is the call from referee. That's Willie Tuani who's been held up. Chumming into the back line now. The fullback brings in Gray on the short angle. Somehow Bay Roskill deny him a try. Right up against the line. Brilliant goal line defence. They're in numbers again. Little dart out of dummy half. They won't stop this one. Points to the spot, and it is Keontae Teauli Toilima with his second try of the game. And this was clever here. He saw that there was 5 players in the tackle. Had to be spaced somewhere. That space ended up being right at the play of the ball. Just didn't show the urgency in getting back across there. They just didn't get set, did they? And as a result, crash over.
He burgled that one. A little bit earlier in the play there, a little bit earlier in the play there, one of the tries that went astray, he had a couple of attackers on the outside of him, and he sort of went himself. And they were open. He could have gone to the line, and Corey's here looking at me laughing and nodding his head in agreement, ladies and gentlemen. However, people are at home is waiting for the kick to come, probably rolling their eyeballs.
I'm laughing with you, not at you, Troy.
Thank you,
Jaden Gray steps in. Strikes it nicely again, and flags are up. So back to a 10-point lead now for the Mount Albert Lions.
One thing I do want to say is big commendation to the young referee out there today.
Yep.
You know, young fella in a grand final, and there'd be a lot of intensity with, you know, people his own age out there as well, putting it on them. And the trainers down sideline, the coaches aren't shy in giving some advice. And they'll certainly be doing that throughout the game. So we get ready for the Vikings to kick off.
And it is brilliant to see so many young people involved in our refereeing ranks, and I guess sometimes in the heat of the game, people can remember that these are very young men and women doing the match officiating. But you're right to give them a shout out there, Troy. And I believe for young Jackson, this is also his second grand final in a row, 2 years in a row. Doing a really good job out there today. A little dart out of dummy half now. Up over the top of Vogel. Brilliant tackle down low, although he's offside. And in fact, arms going the other way. This is going to be a Bay Roskill penalty. So I'm not too sure what that one's for. Obviously don't have the referee's audio there to pick that one up, but referee's made the call. And this Bay Roskill team, 5 wins and 4 losses through the regular season. They finished 3rd on the ladder.
Conversation taking place there with the captain. And, you know, not shy in giving them the advice either, because he was looking up at him, young ref.
Good bumping carry forward that time from Savia. Siu.
Good defense, drove him back.
You gotta love that. Young Carlos Siu wears the number 8, just like Dad Jerry did, as Vogel jumps out of dummy half. Gets to the play of the ball. Almost no dummy half there for Bay Roskill, who would love to hit back here now. Dancing his way through a couple is Hinch. Auckland Māoris representative this year. Swinging out the back, and now they get to the kick, and in behind there's a good chase from Bay Roskill, but brilliant effort to escape the end goal there. Mount Albert will play this one right up against the goal line. Look at the Bay Roskill line speed now, get up and in. He shakes out of that one, goes on a little run. Weary straightens things up for Mount Albert. Pivotal point in the game here now. You think if Mount Albert are next to score, Bay Roskill facing a real uphill battle. They go up over the 40. Lokini Harden back to Wary. Wary goes 5 post contact and into opposition territory. Lokini Harden now clears the ruck. He swings it out to the back and Tuilua gets to the kick. It's a long one which will go between winger and fullback, scooped up by Liaso. Liaso returns that one, goes 20 or 25 untouched. Manako. Good yardage on offering early on in this set for the Bay Roskill men.
Great run. Strong run.
Straight through the middle of the park now, Liaso, although it's been picked off by Mount Albert. Play on is the call. Well, those little things can make all the difference in grand finals, and on that occasion, perhaps the rub of the green just going Mount Albert's way. It was a heads-up play, though, to tip it off, and now Lokini Harden pokes his nose through, gets the offload away as well. Down the right edge they come. Bay Roskill scrambling to get across. It has been a valiant defensive effort from the West Aucklanders so far in this one.
Better D. And you're right, Corey, they won't want to leak one from here.
15 minutes to go in this one, and it remains anyone's game at this stage. Forced to think on his feet now, and they're going to work the short side where they do have the numbers, and now it goes to McLennan out wide. Still got 12 to go. McLennan gets there. He gets hit hard. Ball spills loose.
Tried to get a boot through, I think.
Nice bit of sportsmanship shown there from one of the Bay Roskill players as well on young McLennan, who got hit in pretty heavy contact there. Went over and checked he was all right. A number of these boys would play together at school level and also representative level as well through systems like the Auckland Vulcans.
Great run.
Straight through the heart goes Manako.
Great
Hasn't
offload.
he come to the fore in the last few minutes? Gets the offload away as well, and now another one, and now they've got a gap out on this right edge. Instead, they'll just come back in, and oh, that was a ugly looking tackle. To their credit, Mount Albert, they
Put him back down.
put him back down reasonably safely. We're going to have time off here, but that was a little bit scary for a minute there. Certainly up and above the horizontal.
And have a little chat. Referee be looking up again, getting a little crink in his neck.
Important to note, I don't think there was a lot of malice in that one. These things can happen in rugby league. We get put into an unfortunate position. Important thing is everyone's back up to their feet. It will be a penalty the way of Bay Roskill. Latoa Atu now will kick for touch.
Well, skewed off that one.
Mount Albert went through the regular season averaging only 20 points against them. Well, they're below that right now.
Great sprint again. Oh, bit high.
Can it remain that way? There's another penalty up high.
So a couple of penalties back to back there. Marching into the Lions territory. There's going to be a lot of energy around this next set. Big hard run.
11 and a half minutes to play. Manako is hit down, 10 out from the line. Terakia Hoflich. There's a bit of volleyball as well as league, as now Vogel jumps out of dummy half. They got to this left edge, they got numbers here, surely they score. Mount Albert, brilliant scrambling defence. They get across there and they get there in numbers. They pull him down 2 metres out from the line. It's the kind of defence that wins you grand finals. And Siu now gets decked out of the line.
Offloaded.
Pops the offload as well. Now the second phase, dancing their way through. It's no quarter given stuff out there right now as we enter the final 10 minutes of the season for these two teams. Now they shift it on. Lotuatua. Right in front of the SAS uprights. Liaso. To Timothy Vogel, who has got through some work today. Pops a very late offload and then the hit. And a penalty at the end of it. Time off again.
Well, Mount Albert looking for a strategic interchange here. Both Bill Wirry and Bluey down there shouting at one of the boys, going to interchange them off. Substitution getting ready. But now I think the big bookend back on.
So back to it we go. Manako pokes his nose through. Nothing forthcoming. Latoatu clears the ruck. Carlos Seal. In fact, it's Timothy Vogel, who might have got his second here. Held up as the call.
Wow.
Great tackle down low.
Fantastic defense from the Mount Albert Lions. Bay Roskill reset.
10 minutes to play. Space on the left again. If it goes through the hands, you would think they score here. Liaso powering towards the line. He's going to be held up.
3 times.
Time off. Vogel spins it. They get to the kick in behind, but there's no one there. It's blocked on. Wow.
Well, Bay Roskill have been down here knocking on the door.
It feels like an eternity, doesn't it? They've been down here, but this Mount Albert defence, all credit to them. So brave on their line, similar to what we saw from Bay Roskill in the first half. Whoever wins this one, both teams can hold their heads high, and now Liaso will get a try. Although it's been knocked on. The last-ditch effort from Mount Albert, they force a mistake, and they survive a long, long period of duress on their line. Is that the key moment in this grand final?
Well, with 11 players around to play the ball, it looks like they're going to slow it right down. Just starting to fan out now, the Mount Albert Lions.
Gray jumps out of dummy half. Bay Roskill, a man down on the defensive line. There's a man down with cramp in the back play. Now look, Kenny Harden will go through. Brilliant tackle.
Great
ball. Timothy Vogel. Bundles them into touch. And I tell you what, not a second too soon, because something was developing down there. We've got time off now as an injured player is dealt to.
Well, the Lions have done extremely well. That last passage of play, they've been down on their goal line for the big chunk of it. Bay Roskill got to find the steel and determination to get back down there. So we see the young Vikings player coming off the field with the trainer in the background. One of the coaching staff just gone out to bring him in. Looks like it might be a knee injury. And in grand final situations, this is where the boys all rally together now and do it for that one player.
So Michael Coan comes onto the field. Can he be the difference for Bay Roskill? 7 minutes to play, 10 points. The difference. Time back on, and we are back underway here.
Just a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, at the conclusion of the game,
They played out a thriller last time they took the field, 16-14. Mount Albert were the winners on that day.
spectators not permitted off the track or on the field.
Are we going to see a similar scoreline over the next few minutes here now?
Great run.
Your seats, come onto the track or the field.
Gutsy carry forward by Tirakia Hoflich. Vogel centralises, but Weary and Co on hand to bring him down. He's had a good game, Jaden Gray. Now as Vogel jumps out of dummy half, steals a few, and he's still going, Vogel. Split down right at the death. And now they go to the line. They dribble the kick in, but it's cleaned up by Mount Albert. And now Tuilua go a few meters untouched. McLennan jumps out of dummy half and slammed to ground. They don't need to do anything fancy here, Mount Albert. Complete a few sets and they are the champions. With 5.5 minutes left in this one. Gets the offload away as well. It's gone to ground. That's a knock on. So that gives Bay Roskill a sniff. I want to get things back underway pretty quickly here, the Vikings. Though some tired bodies out on that field right now, and fair enough too. Nixon Liasso. To Javan Monaco, the 16-year-old lock forward. $20 out from the line. They need a result on this set, be it points or a repeat. Now as Monaco dummies and looks to go through, but that reliable defensive combination of Gray and Weary on hand to make yet another tackle. Spin it out the back. It's a sloppy pass picked up by Lotuatu. That'll be a penalty. Lotuatu keen to tap and go and get things back underway. Jinking run here. There's no one out on the left edge for Mount Albert. Bay Roskill have got to go there. Surely they score here, Bay Roskill. There they get there eventually. I tell you what, dead set, they had a 5-on-1 on the left edge, and I didn't think the ball was going to go there. They score eventually. It was a little painful to watch.
Yeah, how much time we got on our clock, Corey?
3.5 minutes by the official match clock. L1 just a little bit out. And as we see here, the try now.
Try scored by number 11.
And this one here, I'm just really not sure why the ball didn't go on wider. He certainly went the hard way about it, but good news for them. They score closer to the post because they will need this kick as they continue to look at mounting a very, very late comeback in the 16-17 restricted grand final. It was all Bay Roskill for the first 20 minutes. They led 10-0. And then Mount Albert turned it on. 3 tries in quick succession. They led at the break. And they have dominated the majority of the second half.
It's going to be interesting as this just dab that kick over. The flags are up.
Lotuatu converts, so it is a 4-point ball game. 2.5 minutes to play. They'll likely only get one use of the ball, Bay Roskill.
Mount Albert kick deep, or do they try and regather shallow? They're in no hurry to get back there, obviously, to kick off, so they'll just stroll up. So try and chew out some minutes on the clock. And these are the moments we wait for in Grand Final Rugby League. 2.5 minutes, and now
Time off.
this is going to be legendary.
So what's the play here if you're Bay Roskill, Troy? Are you
Catch
going
the
for a
ball,
couple
run
of
the length of the
settlers?
field, score underneath. There's no other play. Just score underneath the goalpost.
So it will be interesting to see if they go for hot potato footy straight away, give the ball some air, or take a couple of middle runs, try and get some quick play of the balls and generate it off the back of that. They've got time on their side in terms of that one use of the ball.
Yeah, nobody in that black jersey is going to die wondering today.
So the slowest restart of play in the history of the game is about to end, and we're back into it. And it is a long one down and hit off the leg of Lotuatu. And now Bay Roskill look up, and they know they have 70 metres to glory. Ronald Ward hands it back to the middle. Tidakia Hoflich, hasn't he
Play had a massive day today.
been instrumental in the last few minutes? Watch out for Timothy Vogel as well. If they can get some quick play of the balls, he is lightning out of the bottom of the ruck. Ball spills loose, and that might be the game. Picked up by Mount Albert. Weary gets taken then in a 3-man tackle. And now there's a man down with cramp for Bay Roskill. Line on the play of the ball. This will be time off.
Holfitch, Carl Holfitch. He's had a big day today. Everything he's touched, he's worked hard. He's defended well. The number 4 young centre for Bay Roskill. So as the young Bay Roskill player there stretch out, it's either his calf or his hammy. Something's locked up down there.
Well, they're going to have to do something here because we've got other games to get through today, and we are fast pushing into kick-off for the second game. So,
Well, it's a grand final, Corey, so all other grand finals will wait and we'll just play them all. We'll be here all day.
yeah,
They're going to
we
bring
see
him
that.
off.
Bay Roskill player being helped from the field. Looks like a fairly severe case of cramp there.
Let's hope it's nothing more than that.
It certainly did look like cramp when he hit the deck. The familiar squirming motion that comes with cramp. But what an effort from these boys. 70 minutes. They have given their all. And whoever the eventual loser is in this one, they can hold their head high as they jump out of dummy half now via Tuilua. You can hear the Ponsonby team being read out in the background there. Just minutes away from kickoff in that one as well. 1 minute exactly remaining here in the 16-17 restricted grand final. That is a brilliant carry forward from Ikanofo. Bay Roskill may get one more use of the ball. He'll kick this one. Well, it was trying to kick it into touch. Instead, kicks it into his own teammate. That may be offside. It is. It's offside, so that is a disastrous play there. I'll tell you what, it was a heads-up play from the kid to try and put the ball into touch. And
There's chat going on, and they're going to march down the field. Here come the Vikings.
it's gone dark all of a sudden for Mount Albert, who are now going to have a very, very scary final half a minute as
I don't want to go there, but I'm going to have to.
Lotuatu kicks into touch, 40 metres out from the line.
A late raid. Here they come.
Here we go, Monaco straight into the heart, runs it at his opposite number, Weary. Grand final on the line. 5 seconds to play. They'll get one more play in here, will they? Siren goes in the background. That's the game. Mount Albert have won. The Mount Albert Lions are the 16-17 restricted grand final champions for 2018. They survive a thriller here at Mount Smart Stadium number 2. All credit to this Bay Roskill team who fought so bravely throughout this game. They started brilliantly, led 10-0 for the majority of the first half before being overrun. And we can see now, we may get our cameraman just to cut to the celebrations on screen there. The Mount Albert team, a joyous occasion for them, but a brilliant, brilliant grand final. Congratulations to all of the players involved today. We're now going to take a very short break before we bring you the post-match presentations today. Well done to both teams. Mount Albert Lions are your 2018 16-17 restricted grand final champions.
12, Fratellini Tunamokia. 13, Bilda Tavel. 14, Rebecca Samuels. 15, Stephanie Huey Tapa. 16, Hayley Smith, and 17, Helena Fui Ada. So those are the teams for our next match, the Mount Wellington Women's Pennant Grand Final. Wish to acknowledge and thank our following sponsors: Farrell Photos, sponsors of the Women's Premiership and Pennant. SAS, proud sponsors of the Fox Memorial Premiership. Crown Lift Trucks, sponsors of the Sharman Cup Premiership. Stephen Footballs, official ball partners. Hayden and Roller, sponsors of the Secondary Schools College Competition. Subsidiary partners, Carwai Productions and CTAS.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, what a fantastic grand final it has been for these two magnificent teams. It's gone down to the wire. Mount Albert taking it out eventually 26-22 as we get ready now for the presentations. The Auckland Rugby League staff centre line as we get ready for presentations of medals and cups. As we see on your screen now, it's been a hard season. It's been a long season, and it all came down to the grand final here today. There's some of the Mount Albert boys, all happy.
Baby's feeding room is situated in the changing room buildings if required. Mobility ramps are situated from the entrance gate to the grandstand for entry. Please keep these areas clear.
Yep, they're not shy on the camera, are they? Even one there with a broken arm. With a bit of ice on at least.
The grandstand seating is permitted. The John River Lounge and balcony opposite the public stand is out of bounds to this event. Rubbish and recycling
As they
are located at the
head now to the presentational area.
Any rubbish be deposited.
And we hope you've enjoyed the live streaming brought to you by our live stream partners Ctas as we walk over with the Mount Albert team towards the officials of the Auckland Rugby League. Pat Carthy, ARL Football's Operations Manager. We might be able to pick up a wee bit of audio from our roving camera.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause to both teams on the competitive, also great final. 16-17 restricted was a small grade. Very, very competitive on the field and off the field this year. As we move on to the
don't have a game without master referees. I'd like to invite new referee Jackson McGowan, touch judges Sam Hill and Jack Haslam to come forward to receive their grand final medals. I'd also like to invite the match manager, Gary Howard, to come forward. Congratulations on your appointments in the great grand final. Now I'd like to invite the runner-up captain from Bay Roskill to come up and say a few words.
You look into the camera, you're being live streamed.
First and foremost, just want to thank the Lord for today and the boys, starting everything.
I'd like to thank Auntie May, our manager, sticking with us, and Uncle Jerry, our coach, Uncle Paul Miller, Uncle Ctas, and all the boys just for coming out, and either we win, thank the Lord, lose, thank the Lord. So yeah, thanks for the boys, hard game, and shout Mount Albert.
Congratulations, I'd like to invite your team forward to receive their medals. I'd now like to invite the captain of the winning side, to come up and say a few words.
Yeah, just a few thank yous to our management staff, to Kevin, Sean, Bill and Bluey for giving up your time to help us do the final. Also thank you to Bay Roskill. We knew it was going to be a hard game and it went down to the wire, but hard luck. And to my boys, well grand, shot boys, and yeah, thank you to all the supporters that came out as well. Cheers, fica mal a peso.
You bring up your team to receive your grand final winning medals.
And what you've been waiting for, the number 16, 17-inch stretching grand final winning trophy goes to Mount Albert.
And again, ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause to both teams. We look forward to seeing next year, hopefully the under 20 class. And very shortly, the Shorts Pin Grand Final will commence with Ponsonby and Mount Wellington. Okay, we've got to get them off.
Okay guys, we need to go as fast as possible in the next grand final. Thanks. You can only go as far as there, okay?
I just better put you in the program. Bill, Bill, Bill. I know you're excited. Where's the king? You want to pull up there, Troy?
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. We are minutes away from kickoff in the Farrelly Photos Women's Pennant Grand Final between the Ponsonby Ponies and the Mount Wellington Warriors. Very shortly we'll bring up the team lists and you can have a look at how the players will take the field. And a couple of names to watch